Yo, what's up, bro? You're about to watch a free module from my full acne blueprint course on the best supplements to help fix your acne, clear your skin, all that kind of stuff. You can get this for free, and if you want the full course with literally everything diet related, lifestyle, environment, literally everything you need to know to fix your acne, how I went from this to this. I'm gonna put it up on screen so you can see it. That's going to be a link in the description. But yeah, just enjoy for now, and I hope you learned something. All right, let's get into some of these supplements for acne. This is also going to be a pretty fun one because this is literally just one of those times where you can just spend money and you're going to see improvements without really having to do anything. Obviously, like I said, supplements are going to be, an addition that you do to the diet. You can't just skip the diet, add the supplements, and then see the same results. I hope you understand that. But yeah, let's just get into it straight away. First supplement, zinc L-carnosine. Such a great supplement. This is basically a specific form of zinc that kind of binds to your gut lining and really supports it, heals it, which is super important for preventing leaky gut and therefore improving your acne. So the best supplement in my opinion is from Objective Nutrients, so you can look it up. You can get this one. There's also a bunch of other stuff in it that is going to be really, really great for your gut health. But yeah, like I said, normal zinc supplements can also just be great. Just make sure that you also supplement with a copper to kind of balance it out and not create any kind of deficiencies, which can happen if you supplement a high amount of zinc over a long period of time. Next up, we got omega-3s. Like I talked about, they are super important for skin health. They have anti-inflammatory benefits, great for your skin hydration, and yeah, like I said, basically just tons of studies show that they improve your acne. But what is so important about omega-3s or fish oil supplements is that you get a high quality one. You don't want to cheap out on fish oil supplements. I am telling you that right now because, like I said, omega-3s are polyunsaturated fats, which basically means they are unstable. They are easily, oxidized. They are really prone to oxidation when they're exposed to, heat, light, whatever. So you want to get small batch supplements when you make sure they are third party tested, so that that they haven't that they aren't totally oxidized or contaminated with heavy metals, all that kind of stuff. So this is the one I use. You can look it up. It's just the best one in my opinion. It's small batch, wild caught, fresh. You can literally see the test results, see how oxidized it is, which is super low. And then when you actually get it, you don't want to buy more than a 3-month supply because, just the longer you wait, the more oxidized it's going to be no matter what. And then you also want to store it in the fridge because lower temperatures means less oxidation. Next up, we got vitamin E. I talked about this earlier. There's going to be a link in the description. But it's basically the body's master fat-soluble antioxidant. It protects your cells, tissues from oxidative stress, free radicals, and it's just much easier to supplement than to get through your diet, especially if you get a high quality one like this. You can use, like I said, code Casper for 15% off. They also make great topical products, but I'm gonna get into that in the skincare module. But yeah, basically take vitamin E a lot. Super beneficial for your skin health. Then we got sodium butyrate, which I talked about butyrate. This can basically just kind of feed your gut with the butyrate without you having to ferment it from the resistant starch and other types of fiber. So it basically just promotes the health of the gut lining, has a bunch of anti-inflammatory properties. And once again, Objective Nutrients make the best one. You can get they have a gut combo where you get the one with the zinc and the one with the sodium butyrate and some other stuff. They also got, lactoferrin in here. I'm going to talk about it in a second. Basically just really great gut health supplements that you can try out. Then we also got beef liver if you want. I don't supplement this. If you can't freaking eat real beef liver, because I don't blame you. It really does taste like shit, especially if it's raw. Tons of vitamin A, B12, other micronutrients. If you get a high quality one, this is the one that I used back in the day. You basically just want to make sure it's super high quality, free of antibiotics, hormones, all that kind of stuff. Then we got royal jelly, which is basically just an insane food. Honestly, it's basically like the honey that they give to the queen bee, and it actually kills specific bacteria associated with acne, which is Also why, you can use it as a topical. I'm gonna get to that in the skincare section as well, but there's just tons of benefits beyond skin health as well. It improves testosterone, it's great for so many things. So yeah, I just basically get some from Jurassic fruit and then just supplement, 1 to up to 5 grams per day. I don't do that, I just do like 1 to 2 grams per day in the morning. And that is gonna be great. Then we got Intrus gel, which you can basically use for like short periods of time. It's not something that you should supplement every single day, not at all. It's basically acts like kind of like a sponge in the gut. It soaks up all the bad stuff, leaves most of the good stuff alone. And this can just be great to run for like 3 days. If you're starting out the diet protocol, you're cutting out the bullshit. You take this every night, 2 hours, at least 2 hours away from food, and you're basically just gonna, soak up, extract most of the bad stuff in your gut. If you got an overgrowth of, bad bacteria, pathogens, that kind of stuff that are just limiting your gut health, you could get some of this on Amazon and just use it for, 3 to 7 days. And yeah, it's not that expensive. Like I said, you can get it on Amazon. Another supplement that I use, which is super, super cheap, is glycine or collagen. Collagen is not that cheap, which is why I just recommend supplementing glycine. So you're most likely deficient in glycine and these other, anti-inflammatory, amino acids because you mostly eat muscle meat. When we were eating basically nose to tail, we were getting these connective tissue cuts of meat that were very rich in glycine, proline, hydroxyproline. And they basically just support your body's production of collagen. Glycine improves your sleep. It's anti-inflammatory, all that kind of stuff, which is super, super important. And it's really, really cheap is what I'm trying to say. So just get a glycine supplement, do like 3 grams per day in your coffee, 3 to 5 grams, or in your tea at night, and your skin is gonna thank you. This is not like, but again, this is not like specifically for acne, just for, general skin health, whatever you want to say. Other supplements that you can consider is like lactoferrin, like I spoke about, that is in the objective nutrient supplements. You can look into specific probiotic strains, but again, like most of these are just going to be a waste of money because they're not going to be properly, taken up by the gut or whatever you want to say. Most of them are just going to be dead, by the way. But, if you can find a good quality one, they can be worth looking into, especially if you have a really bad, starting point. Your gut is just in a really poor condition. It can be hard to, naturally increase it with your diet so you can benefit. So you might be able to benefit from adding in some probiotic strains, or just magnesium for general health and sleep. Like I said, glycine, I don't know, I put that here again. B vitamins, all that kind of stuff, just for general health.